Since moving to Portugal on November 30th, I've lost 11 pounds, or 5 kilograms. And what I give the most credit to for that are the superior Portuguese groceries. My name is Howie. This is Positively Portugal. Let's get into it. So, in Portugal, the two main grocery chains are Pingo Doce and Continente. Yes, there is Mini Presso, there's Intermarché and Auchan, but the two prevalent ones are Pingo Doce and Continente. Today we're going to talk about which one is better, if there actually is a better option. And I've broken this into 11 categories, so let's start it off right away with produce, fruits and vegetables. You get a bigger selection at Continente, but it's nothing to write home about. It's not a huge difference, I don't think. And the quality is the same, but the price is actually considerably cheaper at Pingo. So the first battle goes to Pingo. Next up, to get rid of those awful, disgusting vitamins and nutrients, you gotta drink beer. Now, at Continente, again, you have a much better selection. You can get 4 different beers from Angola. You can get American beer. You can get Budweiser there. I'm not gonna buy it. I can buy Budweiser back home, and here in Portugal, that's considered an import. So I'm not paying extra to drink Budweiser when I can drink Superbock. And I don't care that I can drink beers from Angola at Continente. Well, I can drink it at Continente, but you know what I mean. I can buy it there. I don't care that I can get Carlsberg and Heineken. I think I can get that at Pingo as well. The thing is, I'm never looking for those beers, so I'm not going to say for sure. I only buy Superbock. I do like Sagres Dark, but, I haven't bought it yet. Now, some weeks it's a few cents cheaper at Pingo, some weeks it's a few cents cheaper at Continente. I think more times than not, it's the exact same price. So I'm going to say that's even. And to be honest, I don't buy my beer at either store. I go to Bolama for beer. Now, Bolama is a local grocery chain. It's only in Guimarães and a few of the surrounding towns or suburbs, I guess you could say, maybe outskirts. And what they do is they take the bottles of Superbock that are about 4 or 5, maybe even 6 months away from expiration, and they lower the price. I get Superbock bottles for 59 cents a piece. Whereas lately, the average price for a bottle of Superbock, not a can, but a bottle, is 82 cents. That's very interesting to me how the price of beer has gone up in Portugal. I mean, actually, the price of everything. I've noticed rising prices even since the time when I first got here 7 weeks ago. That leads me to my next category here, Tremoso and olives, because that's what you have with your beer. For those of you who don't know, Tremoso is lupini beans brined in salt water. It does not sound very appetizing, but believe me, it's really good. I like it a lot, and it's a whole hell of a lot healthier than potato chips are with your beer. Next to or alongside Tremoso at Pingo, they sell olives. Now, I've never seen olives being sold fresh. I mean, it's hard for me to kind of explain here. I mean, obviously everything is fresh, but the olives that I see at Continente are either in a jar or packaged, but from elsewhere, pre-packaged from somewhere else, and then put into the produce section. So for the Tremoso, it's the same price. And I'm gonna give that one to Pingo just because of availability. So after 3 rounds, we got 2 for Pingo and 1 was even. Next up, we've got meat. This one is a blowout. I will never buy meat at Pingo. Never. Pingo is a smaller store than Continente most of the time. The problem is Pingo still sells bacalhau. And Pingo smells like a damn death factory. I cannot go into the back of the store where they keep the bacalhau and meat. So I don't buy meat at Pingo. I never will. When I'm in a Pingo, I actually lose my appetite to consume anything. Continente has good meat. What's interesting about Continente is you can even get turkey there. So Thanksgiving is not going to be much of an issue for me here in Portugal. So this one's not even close. Continente has better meat. Next up, we've got bread. And as much as it wasn't close for Continente winning the meat battle, it's not close in this one because Pingo just destroys Continente in terms of bread. You can get a baguette at Continente, and 2 days later, it is a baseball bat. It is a certified weapon. You can absolutely injure, maul, maim, or kill another human being with a Continente baguette. I don't get the baguette at Pingo. I like the Galician bread. It costs a few cents more, but it's also bigger. It's 250 grams as opposed to 200 grams. You can get better bread at Continente. You don't have to get the baguette, but you're still paying for it. It's more costly, and honestly, even the more expensive breads, they get rock hard much faster than they do with Pingo. So Pingo absolutely destroys Continente for bread. So that one goes to Pingo. Next up, we've got cooked and prepared foods. Sorry about that. My iPad is kind of crapping out on me here. This one's close. Pingo actually has better bacalhau already made than Continente. You wouldn't expect that, but it's true. However, for variety, for pricing, and other products that are superior from one of those stores, I think overall Continente does a better job than Pingo. So, again, you might have better bacalhau at Pingo, but just for the overall experience, if you're lazy and you don't want to cook, or you just don't have time, I'm going with Continente. Next up, we have international foods. So Continente is so big that they can do things. They have a Brazilian aisle. They have a Mexican half aisle. And you can get some Mexican products at Pingo, but it's nothing organized like a whole aisle or a half an aisle. And I've never seen a Brazilian aisle in Pingo. That being said, for international foods, you're paying for it. It costs more. The only time I've ever bought anything from an international aisle at Continente was a can of Brazilian soda. And to be honest, I hated it. It was something guarana flavored. And it was 75 cents. So I know I got ripped off there when I can get a can of soda, of Portuguese soda, for as little as 37 cents if you get the store brand. But it's nice to have that option. You know, maybe somebody misses home more than I do. And, you know, if they're Brazilian, maybe they want to get some Brazilian. I don't think we have many Mexicans in Guimarães, but hey, you never know. So that one is going to go to Continente. Hygienic items. Well, I get my toothpaste at Continente. I get my mouthwash at Pingo. I get my deodorant at Pingo. I get my soap at Pingo. But that doesn't necessarily mean that one is better than the other. I mean, you know, you have options at both stores. You have store brand options at both stores. So I'm going to give that a draw. Moving on. Price. I kind of think that Pingo, more times than not, is a little bit cheaper on things. But there's been plenty of times where I've seen Continente cheaper. And honestly, I can say that if the next 2 times I go out for items and I see that it's cheaper at Continente, then I would be able to completely reverse what I'm saying now. So I think Pingo is probably cheaper more times than not, but it's not enough of a difference, and it doesn't happen as often as to make me pick a clear-cut winner there. So I'm actually going to call that one a draw. Overall cleanliness. We're going to have to kind of revert back to what I was saying in the meat battle. I don't like going into a grocery store and just wanting to absolute projectile vomit. And a lot of times that happens when I go inside of the Pingo. Continente is also better lit. And I just kind of feel like it's a cleaner store. So that one, not really close. I'm giving it to Continente. And convenience. Pingo is your neighborhood grocery store. Continente is usually in a mall. Maybe usually is not the right word to use, but I've seen Continentes in malls in Lisbon, Porto, and now Guimarães. Look, I'm just a regular guy. I hate going to malls. I absolutely despise malls. I'm still getting used to having to get groceries more than once a week, because that's just what you do here in Portugal. And actually, it's what you do in most other countries outside of the United States. So if you're talking about convenience, you got to give it to Pingo. So after 11 rounds, Continente took 4 of them. Pingo took 4 of them, and we had 3 draws. There is no better grocery store. It's even. If you move to Portugal, or if you're living here, you're from here, both Pingo and Continente are going to become integral parts of your life. Now, we have an Intermarché in Guimarães. I have not been there. It is nowhere near where I live. It would take me about, according to Google Maps, it would take me 42 minutes to walk there. I'm not really interested. I'll do it once just to say I did it, just to see if, it's a place that I should include every few weeks or so. Even further away, we have an Auchan. I'm not shopping there. It is more than 5 kilometers from where I live. It's a 2-hour and 7-minute walk, according to Google Maps. And Auchan, an international grocery chain based out of France, so is Intermarché, based out of France, international. Well, Auchan has not cut off operations in Russia. And, look, I try not to get political on this channel. I have my beliefs on many different things, as we all do. But I think more people than not can come together on this and come to the conclusion that what's happening in Ukraine is not okay. American clothing stores, companies, not just American, but European and other companies all over the world have suspended operations in Russia. Auchan has not. I will never buy anything at Auchan. I am willing to walk inside of one of those stores, the one here in Guimarães, just out of curiosity. I'm always curious. I always like to learn. I always like to see what's going on in other places, because I truly believe that when you're a tourist, before you move here, one of the things that serves a great educational purpose is to walk through grocery stores in whatever country you're in. See what's different, see what's the same, and it does teach you a little bit about what's going on in any given country. But that's all I want to say. Again, I apologize for breaking into politics here a little bit, and I try as hard as I can to never do that. But that's just something that needs to be said. So I want to thank you all for watching. If you want more videos about moving to Portugal, the process of getting there, Portuguese football, anything Portugal related, please like the video, leave a comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. These are the best things you could do to help a content creator on YouTube. Again, thank you all for watching, and Forza Vittoria.